All right, guys, going to do a recap for today's trade activity for the TradeLAB, brought to you by thetradingroom.com. And I think you guys will enjoy this one. We've got lots to talk about here. This will probably be about a 3-minute little video cut for you. First thing I'm going to start off talking about is the humongous drop and then the humongous run that we've had in the last 12 hours. You can see the drop over here that started about 12:30 a.m. Actually about 1 o'clock. Actually, no, it did start at 12:30 a.m. And there was a trigger that was hit at 1 o'clock. This is something that I was talking about last week in the TradeLAB to look for a trigger. I gave a number of 2965. I'm going to put a line up on the screen here. 2965. Now this is the June contract. I was still trading the June. You want to be in the September now. But watching the data and watching the trade activity last night, I was still watching the June. So it doesn't matter. You could have traded either one. But watch what I'm going to put up here. I'm going to put up a different chart that's going to represent a daily that I want you guys to look at. This is the same market on a daily. And you can see the only thing that I have up on the screen is a blue and a purple line, which is going to be part of our channel breaks. We actually use these channels to help us identify breakdowns or runs. So this is what I was looking at Thursday and Friday of last week. This green bar that we have here is obviously today. But take a look to the far right on the axis, 2965. That was a significant channel break. And as I take you guys back now to the other workspace, and I put up this chart, and I just want to make sure I got the right data series. Yep, 24/7. You can see that the market was breaking into the secondary zone, and I was identifying. When I started seeing this breakdown, I started seeing that, well, I'm a little bit late because the actual first break was up in the first zone, it was right up in here. And I'm going to add one more thing here to the screen that I want you guys to see, which are the channels. And this is a template that I call the box template. And I'm going to scroll back over here to the right, and we're going to add Sunday's data, which is very important to do. Some days you don't want to include Sunday's data, some days you do. And the rule of thumb is if we test a support or resistance the day before, then we want to include the Sunday data. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you guys the break. See the break here? This is the midnight when the levels reset every 24 hours. You can see the resetting of the levels. And look at the yellow turn to purple. That's where the actual breakdown started. Bear zone 1. This is bear zone 2. I jumped in with my protective stop being up above both of these support levels, which now become resistance levels. So you can see that I jumped in with just a solo single lot S&P. I'll put the text on the screen so you can see the entry, 2976.75. Again, with my protective stop right up above both yellows. And I just camped on this thing. I had my protective stop up here, and I decided, well, I got to go to bed. It's getting late. It was almost midnight for me here in LA. Had my stop down here above the upper channel, which got hit while I was sleeping, and took $950 out of the market. As you can see, the exit there at 29.57. That's just on one solo mini S&P, identifying something last week with our levels, with our channels, and then the rest of the day did some other trades. You can see a Swiss franc trade here on the far left. We had a mixed sentiment earlier, and that sentiment has gone away. We actually have a risk on sentiment as we speak with the S&P northbound right now, which is in the upper right-hand corner. I'm going to show you guys some other things you need to look at here. Here's a gap from Friday's close to Sunday to Monday. So there's 3 different days on the screen here. This is Friday, this is Sunday, and this is today, right? Monday. Look at the gap from Friday's close. This is where the market opened up on Sunday, traveled down here to the first level of support. There was a trigger that I was talking about. I called that the uh-oh trigger, 2965, look out below. That got hit. And then today, as the market is live trading 30.03, this red line I have up here, this is Friday's close. It looks like the market wants to go test that close and take out the gap. Okay, that's what it appears it's obviously happening here. So being long the market with the risk on sentiment, not a bad idea if you can find a great entry. And I've had a few of them today that I'm going to share with you right now. This is one that I had in the NASDAQ right here. This is our turbo scalp. Let me just get rid of all the scribbling in the background. This was a turbo scalp trade that only lasted a minute. Unfortunately, the thing with the stock market today, guys, is I've been using the references like, or the analogy of like a bunch of sharks in the water. It's just like a lot of whipping around, a lot of thrashing out there. So there's some real sharp ups, real sharp back down movement. And the traditional systems that we use with the traditional stops have not done all that well. That's why I've just taken some quick little base hits, if you will, getting in on a breakout with the SMA up to the top of the zone, taking a target, going break even. Actually, since that last trade, it looks like it's getting ready to perhaps qualify again for another turbo scalp trade. I've taken money going up. I've taken money going down. Here's a turbo scalp trade with the mini Dow. This is a micro Dow. Breaking the lower band. This is a bear zone down to the bottom of the zone, the level helping me see an exit before it came back up. And yeah, so not, probably a lot of people leaving with some neck braces on today. Today's activity, definitely want to be careful. Want to have some strong strategies that can keep you on the right side of these markets. The sentiment really tells a story down below. Look at all the different changes that we've seen with our market sentiment. Yellow is mixed. Green is risk on. Red is risk off. Blue is conflict. And just since 9:30 alone, 9:30 would be right there. I mean, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 changes. 20 changes in sentiment in 90 minutes. That's insane. And so that's why we call it Monday morning madness. Not a typical day, but I'll tell you what, if you can make some money coming out of an environment like that, sometimes the best thing is just to sit on the sidelines, but I know a lot of people don't like to do that. If you want to be in it to win it, I get it. Just make sure you're reducing your risk and trading some micros like I did today. But net, just looking at the recap, and of course this is going to include performance from last night. So in all fairness, the 950 trade, which is going to be located at the top, that was my trade last night. You can see it's been pretty tough here in the room. Even trading the micros, some small profits, small losses. So net, I'm down about $200 in the TradeLAB today, trying to catch some runs, and obviously a big winner last night. If you guys want to learn more about what we're doing in here and be a part of the TradeLAB, it's really easy to do. All you have to do is hop on over to thetradingroom.com. Do us a favor, tell some of your friends that are struggling out there how to find a smarter, more logical way to use some levels to help you identify bull zones and bear zones. Of course, those bull and bear zones I'm talking about are right here. This is kind of what I like to call the map to the money, to show you if you're in a trend or a counter trend zone, help you identify levels that can help you with entries and can also help you with exits. So all that can be brought to you right here front and center at thetradingroom.com. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope to have you guys in a workshop or a TradeLAB with us tomorrow morning. Take care, guys. Have a good rest of your day.